Think you know your car's AC? Think again. From old garage wisdom to viral TikTok hacks, bad AC advice is everywhere, and some of it could be costing you money, comfort, and even safety. Many of these myths were true decades ago, but today, they're pure fiction. Let's bust myths of the biggest car AC once and for all. Starting with why rolling your windows down on the freeway might actually waste more fuel. Myth number 1, rolling down the windows saves gas. This one has been repeated around as well. Don't use the AC. Just open your windows and this will help you save fuel. It is common sense. And after all, the engine drives the AC compressor, which probably means turning it off saves gas, doesn't it? The trick is here. At slow speed in city traffic, this may be real. There is additional load added to your engine by the AC compressor, and turning it off when you are creeping through stoplights will help to improve fuel economy a bit. However, when you are going at highway speeds, the physics would reverse. When you open your windows at 60 or 70 miles per hour, you generate aerodynamic drag. You think of it as parachutes pulling on your car. This has the effect of your engine now having to work harder to push through the air, which, as you may find, can use more fuel than simply having windows up and operating with the AC. This is not mere conjecture. This was even tested by Mythbusters, as well as the Society of Automotive Engineers. At highway speeds, they both discovered that windows down was not as efficient as AC. So, the juicy call? Sure. In the city, roll them down. On the freeway? Leave them on and use air conditioning and bask in the comfort. Myth number 2. You shouldn't run the AC in winter. It is a myth that is ubiquitous, and I can see why. People believe that when it is cold, one should not use the AC because it is made to cool. However, what most drivers do not know is that your AC is more than a machine that provides cold air. It is also a dehumidifier. Whenever you switch it on, it dries the air in your car, then blows it to your cabin. This comes in handy in winter because humidity will make your windows mist up. Have you ever gotten into your car in the morning when it is cold and instantly has a foggy windshield? That is pent-up moisture. Your AC repairs that quicker than heat by itself. Some newer cars automatically engage the AC compressor when you put it into the defrost setting, even though the exterior temperature was below freezing. And that is good. It leaves your visibility clear and your compressor lubricated. Skipping AC runs on a monthly basis might result in drying out the seals inside, which might cause some refrigerant to leak, and overall performance to plummet. Yes, you should exercise your AC in winter, but not to cool, but to exercise it to maintain your air conditioner and to stay safe. Myth number 3. AC air comes from outside. Many motorists assume that their car AC simply sucks in the exterior air, cools it, and blows it away. The same as a home window unit. It does not work quite like that, though. Your AC has 2 modes of operation: fresh air, recirculation. When in fresh air mode, yes it does, and draws in outside air, and passes it through the evaporator to cool it and expel it into the cabin. However, in recirculation mode, it shuts off the vents to the world and reuses the air which is already in your car. This is important since once the cabin has been cooled down, then there is more efficiency in simply recirculating the same air that has been cooled down, rather than continuously attempting to cool down some hot outside air. This is why the fan evaporative cooler of 2001, known as Max AC, will always run in recirculation mode. It is the quickest way to get a cold blast. On very hot days, the best trick is to start it in fresh air for a few minutes, so you get the superheated air out of the car. Then put it back in to recirculate the rest of your drive. There you get the quickest cool down with a minimal burden on the system. Myth number 4. Max AC just blows colder air. This is one of those myths that people find very easy to believe. You hit max AC, you feel cooler air, therefore it must be cooling harder, correct? Not quite. The AC in normal mode and the max AC mode produces air with the same temperature. The difference between the two max AC is that it goes to full recirculation, where air is just being pulled in your car, not the outside. Since the interior air is already cooler than the scorching 95 degrees Fahrenheit air outside, they do not need to be cooled as much. Therefore, reaching cold faster. Not additional fridge power, but efficiency. The takeaway? On a hot day, to get the fastest cool-down visit, max AC directly. Don't assume it puts you in super cold mode, either it is just smart airflow. Myth number 5. Turning off AC before the engine saves fuel. This is one of those myths that people find very easy to believe. You hit max AC, you feel cooler air, therefore it must be cooling harder, correct? Not quite. The AC in normal mode and the max AC mode produces air with the same temperature. The difference between the two max AC is that it goes to full recirculation, where air is just being pulled in your car, not the outside. Since the interior air is already cooler than the scorching 95 degrees Fahrenheit air outside, they do not need to be cooled as much, therefore reaching cold faster. Not additional fridge power, but efficiency. The takeaway? On a hot day, to get the fastest cool-down visit, max AC directly. Don't assume it puts you in super cold mode, either it is just smart airflow. Myth number 6. Setting the temperature lower cools the car faster, and many drivers have the intuitive, but false, belief that cranking their car air conditioner to the coldest position possible, typically labeled as at least LO on the controls, is something like turning a faucet on as coming out of water as possible. The colder you set it, the more quickly your cabin will cool. That sounds logical, but in fact, automotive AC systems do not work in that way. The truth is that your air conditioning system is set to maximum cooling load when you access it, and it does not matter which temperature you select. Be it 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius, or 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Celsius, the compressor continues to work just as hard, driving cold air into the cabin to reach your desired level. And then, it stops. The stop of cooling by the system is the only tangible one. As an example, when you turn your AC to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, your car will cool it down to that temperature, blasting cool air, and then turning off or slowing down to keep it there. By having it at 60 degrees Fahrenheit, it will keep cooling long after it hits 72 degrees Fahrenheit, causing the inside to be way too cold before turning off. This does not tire the process quicker. It just overshoots the cabin, making it cold and using unnecessary energy. And it might discomfort you. Myth number 7. AC uses free cold air. Reasons that have prompted people to use the car air conditioner, with the reason that it does not exactly cost them anything since the air outside is already available, and it is just cooled by the system. It may seem innocuous, however, things are far different. Cooling air takes energy, and energy will always be the product of some place. On a regular gasoline diesel engine, the engine drives your AC compressor via a belt. As soon as the AC is turned on, the compressor goes to work and the charged refrigerant pressurizes, passing through the condenser where it gets rid of the heat and back through the evaporator to get it reabsorbed by the air in the cabin. All this forms a cycle of continuous exchange of heat, and the engine gives actual mechanical work to the same. That process requires engines to use up more fuel, and that is why there may be a slight fuel economy loss on running AC over long time spans. In hybrid cars and electric cars, this works in a different manner. The compressor uses electricity rather than the engine. However, such electricity still goes through the battery, and by using the AC, you can significantly shorten the number of miles that you can drive, particularly during hot days when the AC is running flat out. Myth number 8. AC only affects comfort, not safety. Think AC is only used to keep you cool? Think again. In some circumstances, it is a fire nozzle's genuine safety gadget. In severe heat, temperatures inside a vehicle can quickly rise to 130 degrees plus. That can be enough to cause dehydration, slower response times, and fatigue. Not exactly what you want when driving. AC keeps you alert and comfortable physically, so you can drive more focused. It also dehumidifies, meaning your windshield and windows never fog up in rainy or humid conditions. Clear sight is a safety necessity, and AC plays an important part in keeping it. Myth number 9. AC is always bad for the environment. Yes, AC does consume fuel and refrigerants, but not the ozone killer it once was. In the 1990s, the old R12 Freon type of refrigerant was phased out due to ozone depletion potential. Current R134A is much superior, and even more responsible with regard to global warming is the latest R1234YF. More efficient compressors and designs of better systems also imply reduced wastage of energy. Your car has minimal environmental impact than older cars in case it is well maintained and does not leak. Myth number 10. You shouldn't use AC if the car is overheating. When cars get too hot, it was smart to switch off AC in older cars, as this decreased the load to the engine. New cars do that themselves now. When the engine is overheating, the AC will turn off itself so the engine can cool down. Nevertheless, in case you feel that it is getting hot, yes, switch off the AC. However, the attention point should be resolving the actual problem, e.g. bad radiator, coolant leak, or failed water pump, instead of crying to the AC. Myth Factor 11. AC needs a yearly recharge. There are garages or even service centers which routinely suggest that you must get your air conditioning recharged each year. This may be what people should say, but the truth is, sometimes such recommendations may be off base, and some downright unnecessary. Consider this instead of explaining it to yourself. If somebody told you to simply add more engine oil to your engine every week out of the blue without detecting and repairing a leak, you would know something is up. Your AC system works in the same principle. The automotive air conditioning units are sealed, and this implies that refrigerant cannot go through to be replaced with another one in over a year or two. When your AC is leaking refrigerant, it has nothing to do with being normal. You are leaking somewhere. That leak may be minor as a loose fitting and may be severe as a torn hose or eroded part. Periodic filling in of the system year after year without rectifying the cause does not solve the problem. As a matter of fact, low refrigerant in an AC can encourage the working of the compressor and other components at a higher rate than necessary, which may lead to wear or even expensive repairs. Myth number 12. AC repairs are always expensive. It could be expensive to completely replace a compressor, yet the AC often has trivial problems like a clogged cabin air filter, bad sensors, or relay. Major repair can be avoided through regular filter replacements and by running the AC in winter. Don T. think that any AC issue equates to a $1,000 repair. Sometimes it's a $30 fix. So, we've just destroyed 12 myths that millions of drivers still believe. Your car's AC is a powerful tool for comfort, safety, and even efficiency, but only if you use it smartly. If you learned something new today, hit like, share this with your Windows Down on the Freeway friend, and subscribe for more myth busting.